Welcome back to Sunshine Forest on Farming Simulator 25. It's episode 17 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, time is getting on. It's 5 PM and I just wanted to catch up with you all before we move into June, because I got the what was the cornfield replanted with peas. I had a worker going on that. That did not require any nitrogen. It was fine, although it's showing red, and this is what I keep saying about precision farming, because people message and reach out about various different things, and my environmental score is horrific. You'll see why in just a moment. But if we go to there, if you look at our nitrogen, that's the pea field. And you look at that and you think, well, that can't be right. Surely it's got to be green, hasn't it, the nitrogen? But for the peas on that particular soil type, apparently, it says perfect. Yeah, look, nitrogen, perfect. pH value, okay. Doesn't matter where on the field I did it, it keeps coming up saying nitrogen, perfect. So the peas don't need any more nitrogen. That's fine and dandy. Where we might have a bit of an issue is down here. So I have been converting the peat fields, yeah, soggy boggins. I've done all the ploughing now, that's done. Now I got part way through and clicked on it. Now when I was doing the episode yesterday, day before, whenever it was, I couldn't get it to come up. I clicked on it and it came up, purchase soil information. So I thought, oh, I wonder. So I clicked on it and it said 3,500, and I thought, actually that's not too bad really. So I purchased the soil information, but that was only for what I'd ploughed at up to that point, because it's, although they are peat fields, they're not showing as fields. So here's the thing now, and this is my dilemma. If I click on purchase soil information now, it says, do you want to purchase the soil information for 20,475? Number of soil samples 117. So regardless what I do, if I do them myself, it's going to be 117 soil samples to do the rest that's left. So that's still going to be 11,700 no matter what I do. But then the service provider costs on top. Now if I lease the detector, the soil sampler, that's, well, I've leased it. And I'm regretting leasing it. It was 800 and something, I think. So it's going to come in at about 12 grand compared to 20 grand. So this is what I keep talking about. You've got to weigh up and ask yourself, if you've got other ways of making money, and say to yourself, I can either go, well, I mean, it's not a difference. It's not a case of being realistic or not. It's a case of, do I do it myself or do I get a company in to do it? Because that's what that's telling me. If I click on it again, if I press X, why is it now not telling me? Purchase soil information. Okay, what's going on now? There we go. Yeah, service provider costs. And I was watching Millennial Farming the other day actually, and the company had come out to do this rock picking thing again, and they weren't using a drone this time. They were using like a side-by-side with like a big boom arm on it, and it had sensors, and it's very cool. So, you know, this sort of thing, you can get companies in to do your soil sampling, to do your when people get their fields mapped, field mapping can be done. So you decide what you want to do. I know I can earn enough money. I could, like I said before, I could do a full load of logs, and that will more than cover the cost of 20,000 to get the soil sampling done by somebody else, and it will save me the time of doing it. That being said, I did lease, where is it, and it's been delivered, soil sampler. So I will go out and do some. I might just pay for it to be done. I have bought the Picho driven jet wash because we need to jet wash some gear down there, and then I have also purchased 2 more of those, so we can now hook them together in a V shape, and that will take us from 5.2 meters up to 15.6 for our seeding. We are going to need that because all the ploughing I've done, I think I've done what I normally do, and I've bitten off more than I can chew here, but that's fine. I've left all the waterways in this section. That's still peat, so I can plant stuff in there, plant stuff in this side, but I could do individual crops if I wanted to in each of these bars. But this side I actually filled in the waterways. It didn't cost me as much as I thought it was going to. I mean, our money's gone down a bit. We were what, we were 193, something like that. couple of things we've bought, but then obviously we've gone over the next couple of hours and my wood production is selling, and so it kind of bounces backwards and forwards. I've left a waterway here and a waterway here, and there's a reason for that, and I'll get to it when we get down there, because what we're going to be doing is kind of creating an oasis. We're reclaiming that boggy land and we're going to create an oasis. So what I'm going to do first off, I'm going to take this jet wash down, start cleaning some of the equipment. The other thing, when I put in the corn manufactorum, and I said about it, the recipes are pretty good, I've set my apple trees now are on distributing in inverted commas. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep moving our apples. So the ones that are out already, I think we've got 10 boxes that are out. The rest that are being produced are going to go straight to our juicer, so that should be fine. I shouldn't have to worry too much about coming backwards and forwards. Those 10 boxes I'm going to stack up, because it doesn't hurt to have just some boxes of apples, and we can switch between those at any time. So if we want apple juice, we can produce apple juice. If we want apples, we've got apples. Boom, sorted. So yeah, so that's now, we've got potatoes growing, we've got wheat growing, we have got our peas growing, we've got, what did I put in that other field? I can't remember. Was it sunflowers? Whatever it was I put in that other field. But yeah, that production, the corn canning, and we were canning corn, we were doing rice boxes and the rice cakes, wasn't it? It didn't dawn on me that that production had been tweaked even more. I was off, I was happily ploughing away, doing my stuff, my worker was working away, doing my seeding. I came back to check on the seeding situation, and once that was done, then okay, what do I need to do about putting on nitrogen? And this had happened. The speed that this has been producing is absolutely bonkers. So I've turned it off. I mean, I could leave it running, and at this point now I could set it to selling and have that selling overnight, but the whole point was this was about storing up produce for workers coming into the area for the ministry. That's the whole point. So I could sell this off. This stuff I'll keep. I might do moving forward. So that's our rice boxes. We've got a few of those. We've got 2 more that are already there. We've got our rice rolls, that was it, not rice cakes. The rice rolls didn't produce as many, but the canned corn, this stuff, and I have to say the detail on that is you go right in, you can see the corn kernels on the side of that can. That's brilliant. But I've got some more here as well. So yeah, so that's been going a little bit nuts, I'm not going to lie. Our crayfish is still going, our milk's still going, our wool is still being produced. All the stuff I said at the start we were setting out to do, we are doing, and it is working. So what we're going to do now is give a few bits and bobs a bit of a clean, including my other tractor and the seeder, and then what we'll do, I'm going to get over, you'll see me doing a little bit of the soil sampling. Will I decide, will I change my mind and then not soil sample and buy them? I don't know, possibly, but at least I'll show you doing it. I might even do some talking. It might not just be like a little montage, I don't know. But then we're going to, as we go into June, we're going to really crack on with the other side. I need to keep a check over this side as well for my weeds, because obviously 2 of our fields we direct drilled, so we've got weeds growing, so I may need to quickly herbicide those. But the middle section, I've already started to create a lake. So it's, like I said, like an oasis of calm. So I've started to create a lake, which I'm trying to make a little bit deeper if I can, but I'm struggling a little bit. We'll see. And then what I'm going to do, that middle section I'm going to plant grass in. So we've got the ability to then have that to cut grass. And then what we're going to do is we're also going to go over and we're going to plant some trees in that section as well. So it'll be a nice grassy area with some trees in, which is ironic because all these areas here I've been taking the trees out, but that's the point. We're going to be replanting. I'm going to do poplars in one of the sections. We're going to do some root crops in some of the sections. That's a big expanse, and these are my options when you consider it. Where's my jet wash station? So my options are, I buy plots of land like this, and like the ones I did, and spend a while clearing all the land of all the trees and stuff that are on it, which I have no problem doing. But that land was good to go, and that was the thing. I was just going to do peat harvesting. And then when I did the testing on the peat harvesting and realised what the situation was on there, then it was that thing of, well, hang on a minute, I wonder if I can plough. Now, it wouldn't let me plough automatically. I couldn't just plough. I had to create fields. which I did, that's a huge area of fields I've got now where I didn't have to clear the trees out. That was there anyway. So that whole deforestation thing, I didn't need to. The other thing I can do, because I now own these two, I can remove the that's a like mobile home down there. We can remove that. Actually, that might cover the cost of the soil sampling, maybe. Don't know. And there's a workshop. I think I'll leave the workshop because that's a shed. That's quite handy. But we don't need another sleep trigger really. So we might take a whiz over there and we might sort of demolish that. We'll take that down. But I'm kind of, I'm really quite pleased with how this has gone so far. I want to go across and have a look at, no, down to there. That's our seed rate, pH, soil types. That's all just showing as loamy sand. Okay, fair enough. That's alright. Still got that blank patch there. I'm wondering if it's because I've cleared where the woodlands are, whether they don't have a soil sample on them. Only maybe these areas that could potentially become fields. Because I've cleared so many trees, I can create my own fields on those areas, but I don't think that was supposed to be. That was forest, wasn't it? I don't know. Anyway, I'm just thinking out loud as I do. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to grab this tractor, take that seeder, because I was going to bring those two seeders down. I thought, why am I going to bring them down here if I'm going to take them over to that other field area? I might as well take that one over, hook them all together. What I'm also going to do, I know it's a lot of talk and I'm just trying to explain what I'm doing, is our Elmsland trailer here, which is a drawbar. These you can daisy chain them together to take them to the field, has a hitch on the back. So what I'm going to do is have the three seeders in a row, line astern, and I'm going to put that behind it with our seed bags on it, so we've got spare seed to refill if we need to. Because they're much bigger fields, I think we're going to probably need to. So that's the plan, at the moment at least, I think. So jet wash first and then get it all over there. Like I say, I'll do a bit of soil sampling and then we'll crack on with getting all that stuff done. Keep an eye on a few other things as we go, just to make sure everything is running as smoothly as possible. I've already got 2.5 hours on this thing. Didn't really give myself enough room, did I? But that's okay. So we're heading across. You can see the changes. When I left at the end of the last episode, I was ploughing these bits down here, and like I said, I've left all the waterways in here, and I was toying with, I did do it over there and thought, oh, I don't know, what should I do? So those have all been left. So we can either do that all one crop with the waterways in between, or we could do separate crops in each thing. If we want to do strips of, we could have like one with red beet, we could have one with parsnip, one with carrot. That might work actually. That could be our vegetable garden kind of thing, you know, root crops. Maybe I might do that actually. That's not a bad idea. And then this side, things have changed. So I filled in the waterways. It has been ploughed, but like I say, we haven't done the soil sampling. But I left a waterway there and a waterway over that side. That's to separate this centre section, because I want that field to be a crop field and the outside field over that way to be a crop field. But this is going to be grass. So this is our oasis, and I've started making a sort of pond lake in the middle. And the sort of thing that moving forward we could then build a lake house, we could, you know, I want to put trees around it, that kind of thing. So I want to grass it all first before we then plant trees. And I started to, we've made a start. We've got some boggy ground here. It goes down, but these waterways, because these are here, it doesn't allow for the ground deformation, like when you're trying to lower the ground. So I've got it down a little way, and in places it's a little bit deeper. So it is a waterway, but it's not quite what I was hoping for. But I'm just hoping if we can get some some bushes and like reeds and stuff around the side of it, get the grass in, plant some trees which will grow. We could place trees if we wanted to, but I wanted to go more down the route of like we're kind of replanting. That was the thing I was going to do. I think this section here was going to be poplar ahead of us, so these two bits here are going to be poplar, and I might plant some trees on the outside edge of that. But I don't know, let's say it's a few ideas, but what we're going to do first before I do any of the soil sampling is come down to here, because I'm going to take out the Quonset sheds to the left. I can't remove. I think, I don't know, like I say, you can, no, I was always referred to them as Nissan huts. That was like the World War II sort of thing, but I think Nissan huts weren't always that shape either. It's more like an air raid shelter kind of shape. But anyway, those two can't remove those. The workshop, I think we can leave. We can remove it if we want to, but I think, I'm trying to remember, does that leave a hole in the ground? I think we have to enter this one. Yeah. Now we own the land. We enter from the side there. Yeah, because there's a pit. So I think if we removed it, it leaves a hole in the ground. But we have got a workshop here should we need a workshop. Or storage of vehicles and machinery and that kind of stuff we could do. But that was potentially, we could have that for equipment and machinery if we were doing more stuff down here maybe, I don't know. But it's available if we wanted to use it. So I think this we're going to remove. I don't know what we're going to get for it, but we'll demolish that and get that out. And then I'll go into the soil sampling, and then we'll probably be into tomorrow. Yes! 26,600. That's not too bad. So, gone, done, that's ours. Weirdly, if we come into here, we bought the land because we got the two, and that's the crazy thing I still can't get my head around as well. I haven't even been down here. We own all of this as well, and all of that on the side, and all of that. We've got a lot more forestry. I mentioned in the last episode. So we own all of this. However, if you click on that, that says, oh, that says MrSealyp's Pioneers. That's weird, because the actual trailer said it was owned by the ministry. I suppose because that's the one that you start with when you come to the area. It's already on here. So what we had to do was the ministry sold it and they moved me the money. That was the easiest way of doing it. So what we're going to do now is let's go out. Let's open that up. I tell you what, I know I keep talking about the farm stick, but having the farm stick working again since the last update, what's great is I can just press a button and I can open up my help menu at the top without going into the menus. I keep forgetting and I keep going in through the menus and thinking, what am I doing? I can just turn it on and off from them. It's awesome. As far as I recall, we are just lower and take soil sample, aren't we? If we do that, we can see where our circle is. So you can see where the soil sampling's been done already, but that we paid for, stupidly. And I've said this before, I kind of get why it's a circle. I do. But the problem is, it needs to be a hexagon. Because hexagons can fit together a lot better. If it's a hexagon, you can do hexagons across the field and you can lock them all together and fine. The problem with this is, being a circle, you have to overlap so much to get all of it sampled. You're losing, you're taking way more soil samples than you need to. I just, yeah, I don't know. I'm not, you know, let's lower it down, take soil sample. Now those soil samples have to be sent off, but it shows you where you've done your soil sample, so that's good. So like I say, if you haven't done this before, if you haven't done precision farming, or you haven't done soil sampling on precision farming, and that's the thing, if I move further up, you know, it's just the way circles interact and interlock, isn't it? If I go too far, I leave a gap. I'm looking bottom left at the moment. I'll leave a gap. If I go too far up, yeah, it leaves a gap between them to the left. If I come too far back, I'm overlapping the circle so much. I don't know, it is what it is. I say, that's why you kind of find yourself thinking to yourself, well, should have lifted the soil sample, shouldn't I? Take soil sample. And also it comes down to the time thing as well, because when you clicked on the thing, it said 117 soil samples is what it's going to take to do all of this. You then got to ask yourself, again, it comes down to how you play the game, when you play the game, how much time you have to play the game. Whilst it is a great feature to have, and if you're going, oh no, I didn't want to send them off. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Press the wrong button. Well, they've probably gone off anyway. Anyway, not to worry. It's 100 per soil sample to go off. But now, yeah, there you go. But now you see I've got that gap there that I've got to do a soil sample on, otherwise I don't have any data for it. And if I don't soil sample it, when you're putting your stuff down on the ground, you don't get an accurate reading of anything. I don't know, I just find it frustrating. I've done it again. That's the soil sampling. So yeah, like I say, it depends on, you know, if you only play for an hour a day, if you're getting from work and you put the game on for an hour, yes, this is more realistic. Yes, soil sampling gets done in the real world, that kind of thing. But do you want to get in from work, you've got an hour to play the game, and do you want to spend an hour doing probably not all 117 soil samples? You're probably going to get some of them done. But I guess it's like anything, isn't it? When you look at older computer games of old, you know, where you had a task, a challenge, or something you had to do, and it was something you built up to and you gradually worked towards over time. That was kind of a big part of playing computer games, wasn't it? It was a challenge you worked up to, and it could take you weeks or months, and again, depending on how much time you had to play the computer game, it could take you a long time. And I remember as a kid, and I can't remember what game it was, but you'd get in from school, do your homework, bang, on the computer. You played for a little bit, then it was dinner time, you might get to play a little bit before bed, you know. And then the whole, you know, if it was a game that all your friends were playing at school as well, everyone would be in school saying, oh, I managed to do this, I got to this level, I did that, I got to this, you know. And you'd wait to get home to the same thing, rinse, repeat, have your dinner, you know, do it. It was great. And I suppose we have become, we kind of in that world now where everything is instantaneous, everything needs to be instantaneous. I say nobody, that's the wrong way of putting it. A lot of people do have patience, and they are prepared to put the time in and put the hours in to do certain things. But I guess we're in a world where there are so many things that can be done quicker and easier. If there is an easier option or a quicker option, why would you not go for it? No different to the old days when you were playing computer games. And computer games now, if there was a cheat code available, sometimes you look and think, oh, you know, is it worth me just using the cheat code for this? Or there was a hack, or there was something that you're going to school and your friends say, I did this, this and this, and this worked. And you're like, all right, I'm going to try that when I get home. You know, it's that kind of thing. I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to do a few more. What have we done? Soil samples taken 8. I've already sent 3 off by accident, but that's all right. So that's 8 taken of 117. This could take some time. But if we go to the bigger picture, there we go. So you can see our soil samples. Can that be right? If I've taken, it can't be 117. These ones have already been done. That's 8. So if I do another 8. Maybe it's just because they overlap. That's going to be possibly 8, 16, 24, maybe 8, 16, 24. That's 48. Maybe another 10 there, 50. I can't see it being 117. Why would it be 100? Unless that's allowing for. Oh, is it going to? If you do it, does it give you the soil sampling for everything? I only want the soil samples on the fields, so it's going to soil sample the entire plot of land we bought. Oh, maybe, I don't know. So maybe it's going to work out better for me doing this way. So it won't be 11,000. So at least it was 800 and something quid, and it's not going to be that much money. So maybe I will stick it out. And then again, maybe I won't. But do I need to soil sample everything? I don't need to soil sample the forest, do I? I'm going to carry on doing like this, and I want to see how many it actually takes me to do. Lost my mind. So I'm done. I'm done with my soil sampling. Let's click on here. We ended up doing, was it 59 it says? I'm sure it says 59. 59 compared to 117 was what it was suggesting. Now admittedly, this is not indicative of a normal map, I suppose, because of the way the map is laid out, because it's a more pioneering map. On maps where you've got very defined fields or very defined plots, your soil sampling, especially when it gives you the option to buy it, may be slightly different. This is an odd scenario, but I could have just clicked on it and gone, oh, okay, 20 grand, bang, paid for it without paying attention to how many soil samples it said it was going to take. So if that genuinely, if I now press on that and then send soil samples, there we go, that should charge me 6 grand. My money hasn't gone down. Does that charge me when they come back? So 6 grand, and then the, well, let's say £1,000 to rent the soil sampler. So 7,000 compared to 20,000 was what it wanted me to do. Now admittedly, yesterday I did the soil sampling because it came up saying 3,500, so I'm into it for about 10 grand of soil sampling, but it's a lot of fields, so again I'm not that bothered really. Let's raise that up, fold that up, so money should come down to 197 once the soil samples come back, and that means we're good to go then. So whatever we do now, it will register whatever's on there, whatever we need to do. So yeah, I guess that will now be, unless I started doing something now, which I suppose I could do, but I was going to wait until tomorrow. But I want to see what happens about the soil samples. That's a curious one. I was asked, someone did send me a message saying, are you going to do any more peat work? I might do. The option's here to do it. Like I said, I've left these 3. I didn't want to make the whole lot all fields, and then I've removed any possibility of doing any peat work. Actually, I think what I will do while I'm waiting on that, I'm going to go and stack up all the apple boxes over by the thing. I'm not going to put them in, like I say. I've got the rest of the things are set to. This needs to be on a return ed. I did say in the last episode I was going to remove the additional soil, the field types for the gravel and stuff like that. So it did mean, if you recall, when I first came, there were piles of sand and gravel and bits and bobs knocking around. Obviously, they're gone now. The coal thing has been demolished. The ministry did that. That wasn't me. That's down and gone. I suppose it would have been quicker and easier if I did this using a trailer, but I was just hoping the soil samples would be. I can't remember how long it takes normally. It's going to be that thing, typically, I'm going to stop recording and then all of a sudden... Let's put that there. We haven't got anything out yet, have we? What are we looking at? Apple juice, 920. Yeah, we're not far off our first one of apple juice, that's cool. Our presses are still going. We are still squeezing. Squeeze along. What, 2 here? Ooh, fancy. Oh, I know why. I left 9 and 10 to continue producing apples. That I'm thinking that's odd. Why is that so? Because I left that running. The others I set to, because I thought if I want to keep having some apples coming out, just in case I fancy an apple. And there we go. Soil samples taken, 6,000. Boom. There we go. So if we now come down to there, we can see our pH is not great. Wow. Let's click on that. Soil sampling, tillage, weed control we haven't got to worry about yet, nitrogen, pH value, that's all flat. Press that back down again. Go across our nitrogen. Now that's curious. Why that's showing all the area that's filled in, but that's not. Well, I've ploughed all of that as well, so why is it not soil sampled? I went right up to the edges as well. How weird. Don't know. So yeah, our yield and seed rate, potentially that's going to be a bit weird, isn't it? Oh well, that doesn't matter. At least we know where we're at. Ladies and jelly spoons, it's 7:01, it's June, and just as I predicted, we have got weeds. Yuck. We don't like weeds, they're horrible. So, I could use a weed or that kind of thing. But that's my liquid fertiliser tank. I'm going to move that out of the way. Actually, I need to move that way. Because I need the sprayer unit. Because I bought, if you recall, when I got these RAW tanks, I bought 2 of them. So one has my liquid fertiliser in and one has my herbicide in. And I can't take that like that. I need to get the actual tank. It's round here. So, did I leave any liquid, any herbicides in it? I can't remember. Oh yeah, we're full. We're fully loaded. Stocked, locked and ready to rock. So, oh, I didn't put my trailer away after I jet washed it. Got so caught up in what I was doing with all my soil sampling. I didn't get anything else done. So let's get some weeding done. Yeah, look at them all. Blech, weeds. Blech. Did I do my tram lines for this sprayer? Can't remember. I think I did, didn't I? Oh, mind the sheep. Mind the sheep. I've still got that plough sat there. Oh, dearie me. I'm having a mare and I'm not with it. Not with it. There we go. Let's get rid of them. There we go. Come on now. Go away, weeds. This is the only field that ended up having tram lines. I don't know, like I said before, I don't know why it didn't do it in the cornfield. I think it was to do with, again, the way the map's set up, the way the field's set up. And then after me doing this particular field, I think the map then got an update, which changed a lot of it. But I did the update, but it's, yeah, I'm not quite sure. But anyway, there we go. Weeds be gone. And then we'll check on our other field. This one is our... Why can't I remember? It was sunflower, wasn't it? I put in here? Crop type, yeah, sunflower. And peas in the next field over. And then we're going to head out, and I'm going to do my triple setup. You know what's really weird is those, I assume they only work together. Those 3 seeders that I've now got that hook together, and they will hook line astern as well, so you can take them out to a field one behind each other. Those trailer hitches won't work with another trailer. I tried to hook up my trailer with the oops, I've gone past. Yeah, I tried to hook it up with me trailer with all my seed bags on it, and it won't hook up. So I'm going to have to take the seed bags out separately, because as it stands at the moment, only one of my seeders has got seed in it. So I'll take him out. We'll get him out there. We'll get the grass going. And this is just another one of those next step forward kind of deals. These are all the things that need to get done. These are the things that we are doing. I am doing. Are my crops even growing next door? Oh yeah, look, we got. Oh, we've got some little ones. Look, and they're lovely. Little shoots coming out of the ground, but the weeds. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I loathe you. Ugh. Right. Ugh. I suppose what I should really do is put the old thing on, shouldn't I? There's a word for it. You know the thing? You know the thing. GPS. The GPS is... Could hire a worker, I guess, but I just want to get it done. Want to get it done. Let's see if it does actually line up. Yeah. But it does miss bits on the edge, though. I might have to go around and do those, because it has missed a few weeds on the edge. I'll come back for them. Everything else should be fine because the other two fields were ones that I had done something else with. We ploughed them, didn't we? Why can't I do words today? I can't do words. There we go. But I just wanted to show that I was doing it. We are weeding, and like I say, I know I don't do it very often, but with precision farming, it is so much better and easier. You know, yes, I you know, if they're small weeds, I should be using a weeder or a hoe, or you know, I don't. You shouldn't necessarily go straight to spray. That's not the best thing to be doing. But the fact you are spot applying the spray does actually make it a better proposition. And again, the fact that with precision farming now, and all the pulse width modulation and all that cool gubbins, it's only putting it down where it needs it. We've got our section control systems, so you're not actually putting it down anywhere that's not. It's switched on. I haven't switched it off. I don't need to switch it off. Whereas when you're playing normally, you're just spraying this stuff all over the place when you don't need it. You're using up way more than you actually need. Look how much we've actually used. We've barely touched any herbicides. And it's the same when you do the liquid fertilising with precision farming. You're using far, far less than you do normally. So I do like precision farming, and I said this before where a lot of people said, well, you don't do it very often, or you know, you don't dive into all the intricacies. I don't dive into the intricacies. I'm happy to use it on its surface level. This is what I want. It's layman's terms for me. I want to get rid of the weeds. This is how it works. This is how it gets rid of them. This is the amount I'm using. Bang, I'm happy. I'm plotting it. I know how to do tram lines if I want to do tram lines. I you know, am I trying to get my environmental score up? No. Am I becoming addicted to that? Yes. Do I want to dive into all the numbers to work out field by field how much of each thing I've actually used and how much less I've used than last time? No, I'm not so bothered about that. But the beauty of it is, if you are, and if that is your jam, you absolutely go for it. And you do have the ability to really dive into it all. Dive into the numbers. And if you're a real world farming, of course, it makes a massive difference. So, last phase for this particular episode. As you saw, I suddenly thought I need to do the pH, I need to do the lime on our newly soil sampled fields. So I had some lime left over, you saw me load that up. But we've got some more, so that was 10,000 litres. I did every bit I wanted to do. That middle section for grass, you see when we get down there, and I started on the lower section below it with the 10,000 litres that is in there. That's now empty, so I've ordered some more. That's going to need to be delivered. We've just gone past another hour, so our money's gone back up again, which is great. So what I'm going to do now, I bought up the third one. These are all now together. So what I need to do is, they're all sat on grass, which is what I want them to be on. Let's head down here. I don't actually have to lift these up. I think I can just drive alongside. Once the thing's open, I'll probably be able to do it just by the side of it, if I'm lucky. There you go. Let's fill the second one up. Did they not fill up? Oh, did I use what was there? Is that full or not? There we go, so I thought it's not full. There we go. We are full. 2,490 litres. We're doing grass. It's a quite big area, but grass normally isn't too heavy on what's required. So we'll get these out. Triple threat. Should be able to pull it with this. They don't require a huge amount. And for doing the smaller field stuff I was doing before, I was quite happy with the one. You know, yeah, I could have got a 3 and done it far quicker, but it was not a problem at all. These fields, however, are a much bigger proposition, and I'm going to need it. And if we are going to be doing, that's why I'm thinking about doing the root vegetables in the smaller, narrower plots, because I think we only got to, is it a 6 metre, isn't it, on the root crop planters and stuff. So we won't have to go bonkers on those. So what you'll see is, as we turn in, I'll go up the field here. This was the last of the lime that I had in that 10,000 litres. So I started to do that bit there, but ran out. But I did all of that main section in the middle. Now, weirdly, even using the GPS, it left gaps. But when you actually check the map, it's actually not too bad. It doesn't look like it's sort of leaving anything. If we go to our, there we go. There's a couple of little bits here and there, but it's not like there are strips like it's showing on the thing. So we have done that section, and we've done part of this section here. So I have still got, that's all got to be limed, that's all got to be limed, and that's all got to be limed. I'll do that later, but what I was trying to get done was get the grass into this middle section first. I haven't decided what crops I'm going to. I think I might do corn in one of these. Might do another big corn crop, and then we might go maybe something like sorghum or possibly soybean. I might do soybean in one. I haven't done soybean for a while. That's like I say, poplar, and then we'll look at, yeah, I think maybe carrot, parsnip, red beet. I don't know. Like I say, we'll give it some thought. So what I need to do now is on my front one, which is that one, I need to extend that out. I need to extend that out. I then need to detach the rear one like that. If I swing that around, I'm going to be in the way of myself here, aren't I? Potentially. If I can get it kind of, I should have brought that in. No, wrong one. Let's go back to that. If I can go, oh, actually, I might get away with it. Yeah, that's not what I was intending. Okay. What we'll do is we'll disconnect that. I'll then bring that one back in. And if I back that up to those, yes, no. There we go. Then do that one out. And then what we'll do is try, if we can, to swing that one around a bit more. That's the only trouble. Once you start hooking them up, I probably should have lined up a little bit better initially, but bring that one back over. Come on. don't like the way that clips through. We shouldn't do that. There we go. Now we're rocking and rolling. Right. All three are on grass. I need to make sure... Where we go? I'm just printing triangle top left to make sure I've got the right ones. That goes out to there. So they should all come out. Yeah, we should be fine. Right. Let's spin this around. Now, I don't know, and this is a kind of a test proof of concept thing. Because I've got 3, will it register 15 point something meters, or will it register just the first one? So if I do this and do that, right, so it's only going to register the first one, but if I stick to the middle with that one, it should cover my left and right. Yeah, so I've just got to make sure I do it every 3rd row. That's right, isn't it? Let's just say yes for the time being. Let's just agree we're going to do that. I need to lower that one down. Let's do that, lower that one down. Press it again, lower that one down. Go back to our middle one. And then we're all on grass. Let's bleep bloop on that. And off we go. We are grassing. And then we'll come over and we'll do our liquid fertilising. We'll make sure that's done. This will... See, the crop, when I did peas didn't say needed rolling. So once this is in the ground, this has done the same thing. Does grass not need... Because that's saying nitrogen perfect as well. Something's had a fit here. Because that's the second crop now I've put in the ground. It could just be that grass doesn't need it, but I could have sworn I did. Yeah, it definitely says needs rolling, but the pH is fine now because I've done that, and nitrogen says perfect. So there's not really much point. Although it's saying expected yield 78% and yield potential is only 80, I think that's because of grass on loamy sand, isn't it? I might bring the sprayer out here because what will happen is, if you bring the sprayer out or whatever you're doing your fertilising with, if it doesn't actually need any, it won't be showing the movement of it, and it will say that it's not required when you're doing it. But that just seems odd to me. But I'm pleased that this is working. So like I say, what we'll do, we'll grass, and then probably next episode we'll get some trees around there. So once we've grassed, this is all good to go, and then the grass will start growing. I'm going to put some trees around this, not all the way around it. We might put some shrubs and some bushes in. I don't know if I'm going to put a scatter of trees around. I just want it around the lake bit, really, part of it. I want to see, oh look, you can see the water. We've still got the water is just below here, where the tractor's gone. The water level is just there. It's interesting how that keeps doing that. Anyway, yeah, we can see the water. So we are still soggy. Just hoping the grass is going to hold it all together. That's kind of the plan. And the good thing is it shouldn't take me too long. About 15 metres to do this. And then that's going to need to be limed. That one over there is going to need to be limed. So I'm going to do that off camera. And then, like I say, so we're going to get all, I think next episode or so, we're going to try and get all the crops we need to into here with the various different implements we're going to use. Because we're going to do poplars. I'm trying to decide whether I want to get that poplar planter that does, it's more like it is a seeder, isn't it? It's the, is it potato planter? The potato planter that's been customised to do it. Or whether I stick to the standard, use the Damcon, and sort of do it how it's supposed to be done. But what I might have to do with this, I'm thinking, because it won't seed over what I've already done, is go round to the side, and then what I can do is come back the other way and just do that corner. So I'll tidy up the corners at the end. Yeah, I'll do that. And we're not really using very much seed at all. I'm going to say it's a big field. We are going to use seed, but not as much as you think you're going to. Just need to make sure I'm on the right one. I need to get in, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Lift that one because I want to plant seed in the next bit. Keep going with those two, and then swap to that one and lift, that one and lift. Brilliant stuff. Yep. Beep, beep, beep indeed. That's the only trouble with turning. You need to do a much wider turn than I just did, I think. I think I'm going to do another strip across. So if we switch back to our middle one, drop that down. Go forward till we get to there. Is it going to catch those bits? I can always do the extra bits, that's no problem. So we want to do that one down first. Then go back to that one down. Beep. So that outside one I don't need. That one. Don't need that one on. There we go. Not that it would be putting seed down anyway, but I don't need it on, so. Now I can put that one back on again. Let's do that bit. There we go. Perfect. Right. Shall I stop that? I'm just trying to think time-wise. I don't know where I'm at time-wise. That might have to be it for this episode, I think. But we have got some stuff done. We've moved forward. Like I say, this is going to look so much better when we've got some stuff in. I'm debating whether to place trees. I'm definitely going to plant some trees because we need to plant some trees. And because I'll buy quite a few, we won't just plant around there. We'll do a section of planted trees. We're going to do that. But yeah, I just want that to look nicer. You know, I'm saying we're building an oasis. It doesn't look like it at the moment, but hopefully it will do. Let's switch back to that, and then that, and then... Did the front one not raise? It did raise. Why is it not showing? Oh, it is. They're all raised. So I can now swing round and line that one and that one up. Let's get the front one down, go forward, and then we go to that one and drop that down and go forward. Caught that corner, brilliant stuff. Do that one, put that down. Now I need to find, this has got a bit of an overlap here, hasn't it? By the looks. Do that and see what happens. I think it's just the way the field's gone. Yeah, I'm going to have to do another strip, aren't I? It's just it overlaid a little bit. But we're good. It's just going to be a tiny little bit that's going to need to be done there. And there we have it. Another episode in the bag. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you still enjoy it. We are doing more farming than forestry at the moment, which is great. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.